Hello everyone, welcome to the Project Kickoff meeting for GoTrax as at our Boston, Massachusetts campus for the Easy Scooter project. Our meeting agenda for today would start with an introduction of our company and how we've progressed until now, the project overview, the vision that we have for this project, the different teams that will be working, the timelines, and the scope of the work that we'll be doing, any risks that are associated with it, and we'll be ending that with the question and answers. So GoTrax is an electric scooter company. It's known worldwide for its superior products in the e-scooter space. Our products include e-scooters, e-bikes, and hoverboards. We are the number one spot in the e-scooter selling business. We are the worldwide leaders in the scooter segment since 2005. As of today, we have sold almost 30 million scooters. That's a comprehensive and a big achievement for GoTrax because GoTrax has also achieved a very good brand name in the consumer space for the e-scooter segment. We would like to leverage our brand name in and take it forward by creating and building up e-scooters for different companies that can be held that can help them in their business. So let's take at the project. Let's take an overview of the project. GoTrack aims to build e-scooters for public rideshare segment companies. As you might be aware, there has been a boom in the public rideshare segment for the e-scooter business, starting by Bird, which is driven by Uber, Lime, Lyft, and other companies such as Spin and Goat. They have entered in the e-scooter, e-bike rental segment, and they have been started looking around for companies which can provide them with the sturdy, electronic friendly, user friendly, and cost effective e-scooters. Our project is to make sure that we build out e-scooters for such companies and enter the public e-rental segment. Taking a look at the goals, as I discuss, we would like to enter the public e-bike rental segment by developing unique products for the rental companies. We would like to reinvent the future of commuting by providing them cost-effective, user-friendly e-bikes. And we would also like to improve the travel experience of our consumers. That's what the goal is of this project. Let's take a look at the project vision. The vision is to design and build new model of the e-scooter which is transportation friendly and partner with the major e-scooter rental companies such as Uber, Lyft, and Lime for the product integration. The product integration might include any customizations that each of these rental companies might need, such as electronics, the integration of the GPS, the integration and the branding that they need on the bikes, and any changes in the designs based on each of the requirements that the companies can have. That's what we would try to achieve when we'll be integrating this with the different rental companies. The project goals would be to create consumer-friendly e-scooters, enhance battery design because the range of the scooter would matter the most. It should be able to charge very quickly and then travel as far as with a certain amount of practical distance in one charge. The goals would also be to have an enhanced security feature such as GPS and anti-theft. As you might be aware that different companies use GPS and apps to locate the rentals and their e-scooters which would be nearby for the consumers, and anti-theft would help them to make sure that none of these e-scooters get lost on the streets. We would also be trying to achieve added ride comfort, reduce weight by enhancing the frame structure of the bike, making sure it's lightweight, and doing some research and development to make sure it's aligning to what the consumer needs. It's easy to handle, and and the electronic interface is also easy as much. That would include probably putting up a display on the scooter which would show them the miles per hour, the speed that the scooter is taking. Our product cost, we are targeting to achieve the cost of sell in the range of 300 to 350. That would be the price range that would be selling these scooters to the rental companies for their integration, and any additional requirements that they might have might jump up this cost. Let's take a look at the project teams. So the project teams would include members from the different teams that we have in the company. We know of different members who are known in the market for their contribution of different products. So let's take a look. The design teams would be led by Paul Scholes, who's the director of design. He would lead the complete scooter design that would include the integration of the electronics, the battery, the framework, the tires. The complete structure would be headed by Paul Scholes. Our engineering team would be led by Hector Fitz. He would lead the frame design, make sure that it's lightweight, sturdy, foldable, easy to handle. Its consumer is not having a lot of issues, and so and so. The battery design would be led by Jay. Jay is known in the market for his research and the battery designs and the performance that we achieve in the smallest of cost. The battery design, as you would take the most amount of cost. In our case, it would be in the 30%. So our 30% cost would be in the batteries, because that's the major component of the product. Our manufacturing would be led by Juhan, who is the VP of manufacturing. She would lead the complete manufacturing setup, the integration and the sourcing and the procurement of the raw materials, the electronics, the tires, the batteries that would go in this case. Our quality and testing would be led by Ashish. Ashish is known in the industry for the quality of testing that is done on the final products to make sure that we capture the best amount of issues early on before it goes into the production. Our sales would be led by Ivy, who would make sure that we are able to market this product to different rental companies and to the consumers to make sure that they are aware of the product. And our finance would be led by Tom Gary. He would lead all our financial activities, starting from the sourcing of the raw materials to the payments to the different companies. So let's take a look at the project timelines. As you see, the project would be spanned from May to December. The initial mock-ups would be created in May, where we would try to reach out to different rental companies to understand their requirements, see how we could be able to fit in a product which would be easily integrated for them. The design would start from June and end in July, where we would design the different components such as electronics, the batteries, the frameworks, the tires, and the design team would work to make sure that the product looks aesthetically beautiful in this case, so it's like user friendly as well. That would be followed by a benchmark testing in August. The testing would be to make sure that we capture any issues early on, which would be followed by a manufacturing, which would be done, a test manufacturing would be done in September and October. We would make sure that we capture any issues that we would face in manufacturing, and any feedback would be sent back to the design team to remediate it. In November, we would do some consumer trials, make sure that we understand from the consumer and the end user any issues that they might face, any feedback. That feedback would be very helpful for us to make sure that the bikes are market ready before it goes into production. That would be followed by a market launch in November end. The market launch would include people from different rental companies to make sure that they're aware of it. And that would be followed by production starting December end. Uh, that's when our product would be ready. So let's take a look at the project scope and specifications. We would target to build the e-scooter with a 250 watt motor, a 12 miles per charge range, 15 miles per hour max speed, and we would like to achieve it to be lightweight and foldable. It should have a charge duration of not more than 4 hours. Um, it should have the brake lights, the front lights, and it should be able to traverse in asphalt, pavements, and gravels. Let's take a look at the risks. Uh, so as we all know, during the product integration or development, we all always face some risk during manufacturing or any market fluctuations in the prices of the raw materials. That would be battery design improvements that would take a major chunk of our cost, followed by the increase in the raw material prices that might be because of the market fluctuations for the steel. That might increase our risk and in the production cost. Uh, there would be a reduced availability of electronics and e-scooters, of electronics for the e-scooter manufacturing that might put up a major component of risk. And the tire design might also be a challenging part for us because we are trying to achieve different trials. Uh, so I'll move back to the questions, and if anyone has anything, I'll be sending out a copy of this in an email after this meeting to every one of us, and then I'll be also setting up separate meetings with each of the teams that will be working on this project to understand their feedback on this project and any valuable feedback and inputs that they might have. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions by email or directly call me or just stop by at my office if you have any questions. Thank you. Have a nice day.